Good evening, and welcome to this week's installment of Liberty Center Association for the Arts Quarantine Theater. We at Liberty Center have enjoyed bringing you staged readings of plays in the public domain for the last several weeks. If you can't go out to see the theater, it's the next best thing to have an opportunity to experience it online. The Liberty Center folks have been keeping busy during this quarantine season in all sorts of ways. In addition to quarantine theater for both adult and junior actors, we offer online live workshops for students. Just this week, we completed a workshop on acing the audition. We have 3 more workshops starting this week. I'll tell you after the show how to enroll your students in these workshops. In July, we're proud to present our postponed production of Almost Maine. And we're very excited tonight to bring you Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream. This title was actually requested during a talkback session by audiences of a previous quarantine theater production. It makes us especially happy to respond to your requests. Just like those previous shows, if you'd like to stay online after curtain call to join us in a talkback, you can ask questions of our cast or directors, maybe make a request for a future show. We'd love to have your feedback. And now we are proud to present A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare. Act 1, Athens, Greece, the Palace of Theseus.
Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon. But oh, methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And then the moon shall reveal the night of our solemnities.
Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and won thy love doing the injuries. But I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with reveling.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned Duke.
Thanks, good EGEUS. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I, with complaint against my child, my daughter HERMIA. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. And my gracious Duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Be it so, she will not here before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens. As she is mine, I may dispose of her according to our law.
What say you, HERMIA? Be advised, fair maid, to you your father should be as a god. One that composed your beauties, yea, and one to whom you are as but a form in wax, by him imprinted and within his power. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in his kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my father looked but with my eyes.
Rather your eyes must with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, but I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Fair HERMIA, question your desires. If you do not yield to your father's choice, you will endure the livery of a nun and live a barren sister all your life. Thrice blessed they that master so their blood to undergo such maiden pilgrimage. But earthlier happy is the rose distilled than that which, withering on the virgin thorn, grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will yield my unwedded hand unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing day twixt my love and me, on that day prepare to wed Demetrius, or on Diana's altar to protest for aye austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. You marry him.
Scornful Lysander, true, he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him. And she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am my lord as well derived as he, my fortunes every way as fairly ranked. And which is more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Demetrius, all avouch it to his head, made love to Nadir's daughter Helena, and won her soul. And she, sweet lady, dotes upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I have heard as much. Demetrius, come, and come, EGEUS, you shall go with me. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up. Come, my HIPPOLYTA. What cheer, my love? Demetrius and EGEUS, go along.
With duty and desire, we follow you.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Belike for want of rain, which I could well beteem them from the tempest of my eyes.
Ay me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth, and ere a man hath power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do devour it. So quick bright things come to confusion.
If then true lovers have been ever crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our trial some patience, because it is a customary cross, as due to love as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
I have a widow aunt, a dowager. From Athens is her house remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee? And to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me then, steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town. There will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee, by Cupid's strongest bow, by the simplicity of Venus's doves, by that which knitteth souls and prospers loves, by all the vows that ever men have broke, in number more than ever women spoke, in that same place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow truly will I meet with thee.
Keep promises, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena. Whither away?
Call you me fair? That fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair. Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear, when wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear. Sickness is catching, all were favors so. Yours, fair Hermia, would I catch ere I go. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give to be to you translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart.
I frown upon him, yet he still loves me.
That your frowns would teach my smile such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
That my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
No, none but your beauty. Were that fault mine?
Take comfort, he no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself will fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seemed Athens a paradise to me. Oh, then what grace in my love do dwell, that he hath turned to heaven unto hell.
Helen, to you our minds will we unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold, a time that lovers' flights do still conceal, Through Athens' gates we have devised steel.
And in the wood where often you and I, upon faint primrose beds where wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander, we must starve our sight from lovers' food till morrow deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius dote on you.
How happy some or other can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she. Ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eye, he hailed down oaths he was only mine. And when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight, then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
In Athens, Quince's house.
Is all our company here?
You were best to call them according to the script.
Here is the scroll of every name which is thought fit to play in our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, then read the names of the actors, and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is The Most Lamentable Comedy and Most Cruel Death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you, and merry. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I called you. Nick Bottom, the weaver.
Ready. Name what part I am for, and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself, most gallant for love.
That will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look into their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Ericles rarely, or a part to tear a cat hen, to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates. Amphibious' car shall shine from far and make and mar the foolish fates. This was lofty. Now name the rest of the players. This is Ericles' vein, a tyrant's vein. A lover is more condoling.
Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Here, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, faith, let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming.
That's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
And all Pyramus, lover dear, thy Thisbe dear, and lady dear.
No. Bottom, you must play Pyramus, and Flute, You, Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling, the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince.
Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother. Tom Snout, the tinker.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus's father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug, the joiner. You, the lion's part. And I hope here is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it to me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar. That I will do to make any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar. That I will make the Duke say, let him roar again, let him roar again.
And you should do it too terribly. You would fright the Duchess and the ladies, that they would shriek, and that were enough to hang us all.
That would hang us every mother's son.
I grant you, friends, that if you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as any cooing dove.
You can play no part but Pyramus, for Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see in a summer's day, a most lovely gentleman-like man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it.
Masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you to con them by tomorrow night and meet me in the palace wood, a mile without the town, by moonlight. There we will rehearse.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's Oak, we meet.
Enough! Hold or cut bowstrings.
End Act 1. Act 2, a forest near Athens.
How now, spirit? Whither wandered you?
Over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire. And I serve the fairy queen, to dew her orbs upon the green. I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslet's ear. Farewell, thou lob of spirits, all be gone. Our queen and our elves come here anon.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed, the queen come, not within his sights. For Oberon is passing, fell and wrath, because that she as her attendant hath a lovely boy stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling, and jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of his train, to trace the forest wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen, but they do square.
Take your shape and making quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish sprite, called Robin Goodfellow. Are you not he that frights the maidens of the villagery, skim milk and sometimes labor in the quern, and bootless make the breathless housewife churn, and sometimes make the drink to bear no barm, mislead nice wanderers, laughing at their harm?
Those that have gobbling call you, and sweet Puck, you do their work, and they shall have good luck.
Are not you he?
Thou speakest aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile, when I a fat and bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in likeness of a filly foal, and sometimes lurk I in a gossip's bowl. in very likeness of a roasted crab. And when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and Taylor cries and falls into a cough. And then the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and waxen in their mirth and knees, and swear a merrier hour was never wasted there. But room fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here, my mistress, would that we were gone.
Ill met, oh gosh. Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What? Jealous Oberon? Fairies, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton. Am I not thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, playing on pipes of corn and versing love to amorous HIPPOLYTA. Why art thou here, but that, forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your buskin mistress and your warrior love, to THESEUS must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
How canst thou thus for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with HIPPOLYTA, knowing I know thy love to THESEUS?
Aye, and never, since the middle summer's spring, met we on hill or dale, forest or mead, but with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. No knight is now with him or carol blessed.
Do you amend it then? It lies with you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night, full often hath she gossiped by my side. But she, being mortal, of that boy did die. And for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus's wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our round and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies, away. We shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest, since once I sat upon a promontory to hear the sea maid's music?
I remember.
That very time I saw, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid all armed. A certain aim he took and loosed his arrow smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound, and maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me that flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid will make or man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be gone here again, ere Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girdle around the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing then she is waking looks upon, be it lion, bear, or wolf, or bull, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm from off her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me. But who comes here? I am invisible, and I will overhear that conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? Thou toldst me they had stolen into this wood, and here am I, and woed within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone, and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, and yet you draw not iron, for my heart is true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather, do I not in plainest truth tell you that I do not and cannot love you?
And even for that do I love you the more. I am your spaniel. Demetrius, what worser place can I beg in your love than to be used as you use your dog?
Tempt not too much my hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
You do impeach your modesty too much to leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that does not love you.
Your virtue is my privilege. For that it is not night when I do see your face, nor doth this wood lack worlds of company. For you, in my respect, are all the world.
I'll run from thee and hide in the brakes, and leave thee at the mercy of the wild beasts.
The wildest hath not such a heart as you. Run when you will, the story shall be changed, when cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not stay thy questions. Let me go, or if thou follow me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
Oh, aye, in the temple, in the town, in the field, you do me mischief. Fie, Demetrius, you set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed, and we're not made to woo.
Ugh.
I'll follow thee, and make a heaven of hell, to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee give it me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and the nodding violet grows. There sleeps Titania some time of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. And with the juice of this I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with the disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he has on. Now look, thou meet me here ere first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord, your servant shall do so.
Another part of the forest.
Come now a roundel and a fairy song, then to thy offices and let me rest.
Hence away, now all is well.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake. In the eye that shall appear, when thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood, and to speak troth, I have forgot our way. Well, rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find you out to bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off yet, do not lie so near.
Oh, take this sense, sweet of my innocence. Love takes the meaning in love's conference. I mean that my heart unto yours is knit, so that one heart we can make of it. Then by your side no bedroom me deny, for lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Now much beshrew my manners and my pride, if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. But, gentle friend, for love and courtesy lie further off than human modesty. So far be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love ne'er alter till thy sweet life end.
Hey, amen. Amen to that fair prayer, say I. Here's my bed. Sleep give me all his rest.
With half that wish the wisher's eyes be pressed.
Through the forest I have gone, but Athenian I have found none. Night and silence. Who is here? We do Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said. Despise the Athenian maid, and hear the maiden sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Churl, upon thy eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
Stay, though thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou, darkling, leave me? Do not so.
Stay, on thy peril, I alone will go.
Oh, I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. What wicked and dissembling glass of mine made me compare with Hermia's fiery eyne? But who is here? Lysander? On the ground? Dead or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake!
And run through fire I will for thine sweet sake. Transparent Helena, nature shows art, that thou thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What, though he loves your Hermia? Lord, what though? Yet Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent. The tedious minutes I with her have spent, not Hermia, but Helena I love, who will not change a raven for a dove. And touching now the point of human skill, reason becomes the marshal to my will, and leads me to your eyes, where I'll look love's stories written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? What at your hand did I deserve such scorn? But fare you well. Perverse, I must confess, I thought you a lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refused, should of another therefore be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayest thou come Lysander near. And all my powers address your love and might to honor Helen and to be her knight.
Oh, help me, Lysander, help me! Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. Oh, methought a serpent eat my heart away, and you sat smiling at his cruel play. Lysander? What, removed? Lysander, Lord? Alack, where are you? And if you hear, speak of all loves. I swoon almost with fear. What, out of hearing? Gone? No sound, no word? No? Then I will perceive absent are thee. Either death or you I will find immediately.
End Act 2. Act 3, The Forest.
Are we all met?
Pat, Pat, and here's a marvelous, convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage, and we will do it in action as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince.
What sayest thou, bully bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword and kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide.
I believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say, we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
I fear it, I promise you.
Therefore, another prologue must tell he is not a lion.
Nay, you must name his name, and he himself must speak, thus saying, fair ladies, I would entreat you not to fear, not to tremble. My life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, it were a pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man as other men are. And there, indeed, let him name his name, and tell them plainly that he is Snug the joiner.
Well, it shall be so. But there is two hard things. That is, to bring the moonlight into a chamber. For you know, Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine that night we play our play?
A calendar, a calendar. Look in the almanac. Find out moonshine, find out moonshine.
Yes, it doth shine that night.
Why, then you may leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Aye, or else must one come in with a bush of thorns and a lantern and say that he comes to present the person of moonshine. Then there is another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber, for Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, did talk through a chink in the wall.
You can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall, and let him have some plaster about him to signify wall. And then let him hold his fingers thus, and through that cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
If that may be, then all is well. Come, sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter into that break, and so everyone according to his cue.
What hippin' homespuns have we swaggering here? So near the cradle of the fairy queen? What? A play toward? I'll be an auditor, an actor too, perhaps, if I see a cause.
Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savor sweet.
Odors, odors.
Odors savor sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A stranger Pyramus than ever played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, marry, must you. For you must understand, he goes but to see a noise that he heard, and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily white of hue, of color like the rose red on triumphant briar, as true as truest horse that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninnis' tomb. Man, why, you must not speak that yet. That you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter, your cue is past. It is never tire.
Oh, as truest horse that yet would never tire.
If I were fair Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monsters! Oh, strange! We're haunted! Pray, masters, fly! Masters, help!
I'll follow you, I'll lead you about around, through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar. Sometime a horse I'll be, sometime a hound, a hog, a headless bear, sometime a fire.
Why do they run away? This is knavery of them to make me afraid.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
Bless thee, Bottom, bless thee, thou art translated.
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me, to fright me if they could. But I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will sing that they shall hear that I am not afraid. The ousel-cock so black of hue, with orangey tawny bill, the throstle with his note so true, the wren with little quill.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plung-song cuckoo gray, whose note many man doth mark, and dares not answer, nay.
Oh, I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape, and thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me on first view to say, to swear, I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company nowadays. The more the pity that some honest neighbors will not make them friends.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so neither. But if I had enough wit to get out of this wood, I would have enough to serve my own turn.
Oh, out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. And I do love thee, therefore go with me. I'll be fairies to attend on thee, and I'll fetch thee jewels from the deep. Sing while thou on pressed flowers dost sleep, and I will purge thy mortal grossness so that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peas blossom, cobweb, mustard seed.
Ready.
And I.
And I.
Where shall we
Where
go?
shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The honey bags steal from the humble bees, and 4 night tapers crop their waxen thighs and light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes, to have my love to bed and to arise, and pluck the wings from painted butterflies, to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elves, and give him courtesies.
Hail, mortal.
Hail.
Hail.
I cry your worship's mercy, heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
I shall desire you of more acquaintance, good Master Cobweb. And your name, honest gentleman.
Peas blossom.
I pray you, commend me to your mistress Squash, your mother, and to Master Peas Cob, your father. Good Master Peas Blossom, I shall desire you of more acquaintance too. Your name, I beseech you, sir.
Mustard seed.
Good Master Mustard Seed, I know of your patience well. That same cowardly, giant-like oxbeath hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I promise you your kindred hath made mine eyes water ere now. I desire more of your acquaintance, good Master Mustard Seed.
Come, wait upon him, lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye. Tie up my love's tongue, bring him silently.
Another part of the forest.
I wonder if Titania be awaked. Then what it was that next came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress with a monster is in love, near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour. A crew of patches, rude mechanicals, that work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play, intended for great THESEUS' nuptial day. The shallowest thick skin of that barren sort, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene and entered in a break. When I did him at this advantage take, a donkey's crown I fixed upon his head. Thus I left sweet Pyramus translated. When in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania waked and straightway loved an ass.
This falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenians' eyes with the love juice, as I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too. And the Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked, of force, she must be eyed.
Stand close. This is the same Athenian.
Oh, this is the woman, but this is not the man.
Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse, for thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. The sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away? It cannot be, but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look, so dead, so grim.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierce through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, looks as bright, as clear, as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Ah, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I had rather give him his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog, out, cur! Thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth be never numbered among men. Oh, once tell true, even for my sake. Durst thou have looked upon him being awake, and hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch! Could a worm, an adder, do so much?
You spend your passion on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead, for aught that I can tell.
I pray thee, tell me then that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get therefore?
A privilege, never to see me more. And from thy hated presence I part so. See me no more, whether he dead or no.
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain, So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for debt that bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe, which now in some slight measure it will pay. Before his tender, here I make some stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. Of thy misprision must perforce ensue some true love turned, and not a false turn true.
Then fate overrules that one manning holding troth. A million fail, confounding oath on oath.
About the wood go, swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens look thou find. All fancy sick is she, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion see thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
I go, look how I go, swifter than an arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink in apple of his eye, when his love he doth espy. Let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be!
Stand aside. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to wake.
Then we'll two at once woo one. That must needs be sport alone. And those things do best please me that befall preposterously.
Why should you think that I should woo and scorn? Look, when I vow, I weep, and vows so born. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more. These vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Your vows to her and me, put into scales, will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind now you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you. Oh, Helena, goddess.
Perfect, divine. To what, my love, shall I compare thine eyne? Crystal is muddy. Oh, how ripe and show thy lips, those kissing cherries tempting grow.
Can you not hate me, as I know you do? But must you join in souls to mock me too? If you were men, as you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, a trim exploit, a manly enterprise, to conjure up tears in a poor maid's eyes.
You are unkind, Demetrius, be not so, for you love Hermia. This you know I know. And here with all good will, with all my heart, in Hermia's love, I yield you up my part. And yours of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love and will do till my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia, I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her but as guest-wise sojourned, and now to Helen is at home returned, there to remain.
Helena, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou abide it, dear. Look where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander, found. Mine ear, I thank it, it brought me to thy sound. But why unkind didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love, that would not let him bide. Why seekest thou me? Could not this make thee know? The hate I bear thee made me leave thee so.
You speak not as you think, it cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. And will you rent our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly, it is not maidenly. Our sex as well as I may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander as in scorn to follow me and praise my eyes and face, and made your other love Demetrius to call me precious celestial? Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul, but by your setting on, by your consent?
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do. Persever, counterfeit sad looks, wink at each other, hold the sweet jest up, but fare ye well. 'Tis partly my own fault, which death or absence shall soon remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena, hear my excuse. My love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee, by my life I do. I swear by that which I will lose for thee, to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander, where to tends all this?
Hang off, thou cat, thou burr, vile thing, let loose.
Why are you grown so rude? What changes this sweet love?
Thy love, out, tawny tatar, out, out, loathed medicine, hated potion, hence.
You not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What? Should I hurt her, strike her, kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What can you do me greater harm than hate? Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Why then you left me? Oh, the gods forbid! In earnest shall I say?
Aye, by my life, I never did desire to see thee more. Be certain nothing truer, 'tis no jest, that I do hate thee and love Helena.
Oh me, you juggler, you pinker blossom, you thief of love. What, have you come by night and stole my love's heart from him?
Have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What, will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue?
And yet you grow so high in his esteem. How low am I, thou painted maple? Speak, how low am I? I am not yet so low, but that my nails can reach unto thine eyes.
I pray you, gentlemen, though you mock me, let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think, because she is something lower than myself, that I can match her.
Lower? Hark again!
Good Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia, did keep your counsels, never wronged you, save that unto love to Demetrius, I told him of yourself unto this wood. He followed you, I for love followed him, but he hath chid me hence and threatened me, to strike me, spur me, nay, to kill me too. And now, so will you let me quiet go. To Athens I will bear my folly back, and follow you no further. Let me go. You see how simple and fond I am.
Why get you gone? Who it's that hinders you?
A foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What, with Lysander?
With Demetrius.
Be not afraid, she shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she shall not, though you take her part.
Oh, when she's angry, she is keen and shrewd, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little again, nothing but low and little. Will you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come to her.
Get you gone, you bead! You minimus of knotgrass! You acorn!
You are too officious. Let her alone. Speak not of Helena. Thou shalt abide it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow if thou darest, to try who's right. Of thine or mine is most in Helena.
Follow? Nay, I'll go with thee, cheek by jowl.
You, mistress, all this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you, nor no longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands are quicker than mine for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
I am amazed and know not what to say.
This is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, or else committest thy knaveries willfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did not you tell me I should know the man by the Athenian garment he had on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise, that I have anointed an Athenian's eyes. And so far am I glad it so did sort, as this there jangling I esteem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight? Hie therefore, Robin, overcast the night, and lead these testy rivals go so astray, as one come not within another's way, till o'er their brows death counterfeiting sleep, with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. Then crush this herb into Lysander's eye, whose liquor hath this virtuous property, to take from thence all error with his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When they next wake, all this derision shall seem a dream and fruitless vision. Whilst I in this affair do thee employ, I'll to my queen and beg her Indian boy, and then I will her charmed eye release from monsters' view, and all things shall be peace.
My fairy lord, this must be done with haste, for night's swift dragons cut the clouds full fast.
But we are spirits of another sort. I with morning's love have oft made sport. But notwithstanding, haste, make no delay. We may effect this business yet ere day.
Up and down, up and down. I will lead them up and down. I am feared in field and town. Here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now.
Here, villain, drawn and ready. Where art thou?
I will be with thee straight.
Follow me, then, to plainer ground. Lysander, speak again, thou runaway, thou coward. Art thou fled? Speak! In some bush, where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes that thou lookest for wars? And wilt now come, recreant, come thou child, I'll whip thee with a rod. He is defiled that draws a sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice. We'll try no manhood here. The villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast, but faster he did fly. That fallen am I in dark uneven way, and here will rest me. Come, thou gentle day, for if but once thou show me thy gray light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge this spite. Ho, 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 coward! Why comest thou not?
Abide me if thou darest, for well I wot thou runst before me, shifting every place, and darest not stand, nor look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Come hither. I am here.
Nay, then, thou mock'st me. Thou shalt buy this dear. If ever I thy face by daylight see, now go thy way. Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. By day's approach, look to be visited.
O weary night, O long and tedious night, abate thy hour, shine comforts from the east, that I may back to Athens by daylight, from these that my poor company detest. And sleep that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eye, steal me a while from mine own company.
Yet but 3. Come one more. 2 of both kinds make up 4. Oh, here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad, thus to make poor females mad.
Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with the dew and torn with briars. I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs cannot keep no pace with my desires. Here I will rest me till the break of day. Heavens shield Lysander, if they mean a fray.
On the ground, sleep and sound, I'll apply to your eye, gentle lover, remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye, and the contrary proverb known, that every man should take his own. In your waking shall be shown, Jack shall have Jill, not shall go ill, and all shall be well.
End Act 3. Act 4, The Forest.
Come, sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek smooth head, and kiss thy fair, large ears, oh my gentle joy.
Where's Peas Blossom?
She's ready.
Scratch my head, Peas Blossom. Where's Monsieur Cobweb?
Ready?
Monsieur Cobweb. Good Monsieur. Get your weapons in your hand and kill me a red-hip tumblebee on the top of a thistle. And good Monsieur, bring me the honey bag. Good Monsieur, have a care the honey bag not break. Where's Monsieur Mustard Seed?
Ready.
Monsieur Mustard Seed, pray you leave your courtesy, good Monsieur. but to help cavalry cobweb to scratch. If my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
What, wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonable good ear in music.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat.
Oh, truly, I can munch of your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I'd rather have a handful or two of dried peas. But I pray you, let none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies, be gone, and be all ways away. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
Welcome, good Robin. Her dotage now I do begin to pity. And gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he awaking when the other do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of a dream. But first, I will release the fairy queen. Now, my Titania, awake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon, what visions have I seen? Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
Oh, how came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe his visage now.
Silence a while. Robin, take off this head. Titania, music call, such as charmeth sleep.
Now when thou wakest with thine old fool's eyes peep.
Sound, music. Come, my queen, take hands with me. Now thou and I are new in amity, and will tomorrow midnight solemnly dance in Duke Theseus's house triumphantly, and bless it to all fair prosperity.
Fairy king, attend, and mark, I do hear the morning lark.
Then, my queen, in silence made, trip we after the night's shade.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night that I sleeping here was found with these mortals on the ground.
Go, one of you, find out the forester. My love shall hear the music of my hounds. Uncouple in the western valley, let them go, slow in pursuit, but matched in mouth like bells. Judge when you hear, but soft. What nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep. And this Lysander. This Demetrius is. This Helena, old Nader's Helena. I wonder if they're being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and hearing our intent, came here to grace our solemnity. But speak, EGEUS, is this not the day that HERMIA should give answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Go, bid the huntsmen wake them with their horns. Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine is past.
Pardon, my lord?
I pray you all, stand up. I know you two are rival enemies, but how comes this gentle concord in the world?
My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half asleep, half waking, but as yet I swear I cannot truly say how I came here. I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might, without the peril of the Athenian law.
They would have stolen away. They would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me. You of your wife, and me of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, and I in fury hither followed them. Fair Helena in fancy following me, but by some power it is, my love to Hermia melted as the snow, and all the faith, the virtue of my heart is only Helena. To her, my lord, was I betrothed ere I saw Hermia. Now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Egeus, I will overbear your will, for in the temple by and by with us these couples shall eternally be knit. Come, Hippolyta.
Are you sure we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Do not you think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yea, and my father.
And Hippolyta.
He did bid us follow to the temple.
Why then we are awake. Let's follow him, and by the way, let us recount our dreams.
I've had a most rare vision. I have had a dream, past the wit of man to say what dream it was. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream, and it shall be called Bottom's Dream, and I will sing it in the latter end of a play.
In Athens, Quince's house.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Is he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of, out of doubt. He's transported.
If he come not, then the play is marred. It goes not forward, doth it?
It is not possible. You have not a man in all Athens able to discharge pyramids, but he.
No, he hath simply the best wit of any handicraft man in all of Athens.
Yea, and the best person too. And he is a very paramour for a sweet voice.
You must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless us, a thing of naught.
Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple, and there's 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. If our sport had gone forward, we'd all been made men.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Bottom! Oh, most courageous day! Oh, most happy hour!
Masters, I am to discourse wonders. Ask me not what, for if I told you, I am no true Athenian.
Oh, let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Not a word of me. All that I will tell you is, the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together. Meet presently at the palace. For the short and long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let Thisbe have clean linen. And let not him that plays the lion pare his nails. And, most dear actors, eat no onions or garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath. And I do not doubt but to hear them say, it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Away! Go away!
End Act 4. Act 5. In Athens, the palace of Theseus.
'Tis strange, my Theseus, that these lovers speak of.
More strange than true. I never may believe the lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is the madman. The lover, all as frantic, sees Helen's beauty in a brow of Egypt. The poet's eye, in fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, turns them to shapes and gives to airy nothing a local habitation and a name.
But all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, engrossed to something of great constancy, but howsoever strange and admirable.
Here come the lovers, full of joy and mirth. Come now, what masks, what dances shall we have? Where is our usual manager of mirth? What revels are in hand? Is there no play?
There is a brief, how many sports are ripe. Make choice of which your highness will see first.
The battle with the centaurs, to be sung by Athenian eunuch to the harp. The riot of the tipsy bacchanals, tearing the Thracian singer in their rage. The thrice three muses mourning for the death of learning, late deceased in beggary. A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe, very tragical mirth. Merry and tragical, tedious and brief. That is hot ice and wondrous strange snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play. But by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play, there is not one word apt, one player fitted, and tragical, my noble lord, it is. For Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which when I saw rehearsed, I must confess made mine eyes water. But more merry tears the passion of loud laughter never shed.
What are they that do play it?
Hard-handed men that work in Athens here, and now have toiled their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
No, my noble lord, it is not for you. I have heard it over to do your service.
I will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go, bring them in, and take your places, ladies.
I love not to see wretchedness o'ercharged.
Why, gentle sweet, you shall see no such thing.
He says they can do nothing in this kind.
The kind are we to give them thanks for nothing.
So, please your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill. That you should think we should come not to offend, but with goodwill to show our simple skill. That is the true beginning of our end. The actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know.
This fellow doth not stand upon points.
Aye, he hath played his prologue like a child on a recorder, a sound, but not in government.
His speech was like a tangled chain, nothing impaired, but all disordered. Who is next?
Gentles, Perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on, till truth make all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous Lady Thisbe is certain.
In this same interlude, it doth prevail that I, one snout by name, present a wall. In such a wall as I would have you think that I had it in a crannied hole or chink, through which the lovers Pyramus and Thisbe did whisper often, very secretly.
Would you desire lime and hair to speak better?
It is the wittiest partition that ever I heard discourse, my lord.
Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence.
O grimmed look night, O night so hue so black, O night, whichever art when day is not. O night, alack, 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 I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot. And thou, O wall, O sweet, O lovely wall, thou standst between her father's ground and mine. Thou wall, O sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chink to blink through with mine eyes. Thanks, courteous wall, Jove shield thee well for this. But what I see? No Thisbe do I see. O wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss, cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
The wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She's to enter now, and I am to spy her through the wall. You shall see. Yonder she comes.
O wall, full often hast thou heard my moans for parting my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones with lime and hair knit up in thee.
I see a voice. Now will I to the chink.
My love thou art, my love I think.
Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall.
I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Wilt thou at Ninny's tune meet me straight away?
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
Now, being done, this wall away doth go.
Now is the mural down between the two neighbors.
No remedy when walls are so willful.
This is the silliest stuff that ever.
And the worst are no worse if imagination amend them.
It must be your imagination then, not theirs.
If we imagine no worse of them than they of themselves, they may pass for excellent men.
You ladies, you whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on the floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here, when lion rough in wildest rage doth roar. Then know that I, one snug the joiner, am a lion fell, nor else no lion's dam. For if I should as lion come in strife into this place, 'twere pity on my life.
A very gentle beast, of a good conscience.
The very best at a beast, my lord, that ever I saw.
This lion is a very vox for his valor.
True, and a goose for his discretion.
This lantern doth the horned moon present.
He should have worn the horns on his head.
This lantern doth the horned moon present. Myself, the man in the moon, do seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be put into the lantern. How else is it the man in the moon?
He dares not come there for the candle.
All that I have to say is to tell you that the lantern is the moon. I, the man in the moon, this thorn bush, my thorn bush, and this dog, my dog.
Why, all these things should be in the lantern, for all these are in the moon.
This is old Ninny's tomb. Where is my love?
Roar.
Ah!
Oh, well roared, lion.
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shown, Moon. Truly the moon shines with a good grace.
And so the lion vanished.
And then came Pyramus.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright, for thy gracious golden glittering gleams. I trust thee to take of truest Thisbe's sight. Eyes, do you see? What dreadful dole is here? How can it be, O dainty duck, O dear? Thy mantle, what stained with blood? Approach ye, your furies fell. Quail, crush, collude, and quell.
Beshrew my heart, but I pity the man.
Come, tears confound. Out sword and wound. The pap of Pyramus, I that left pap where the hearth doth hop. Thus die I, thus. Now I am dead, now I am fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take flight. Now die.
With the help of a surgeon, he might yet recover.
Chance moonshine is gone before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover.
She will find him by starlight. Oh, here she comes, and her passion ends the play.
Methinks she should not use a long one for such as Pyramus. I hope she will be brief.
She hath spied him already with those sweet eyes.
Asleep, my love? Dead, my dove? Tongue, not a word. Come, trusty sword. Come, blade, my breast imbrue. And farewell, friends. Thus Thisbe ends. Adieu, adieu, adieu.
Moonshine and lion are left to bury the dead.
Aye, and the wall too.
No, assure you, the wall is down that parted their fathers. Will it please you to see the epilogue?
No epilogue, I pray you. For your play needs no excuse. Never excuse. For when the players are all dead, there needs none to be blamed. If you please, it is late. Let your epilogue alone. Lovers, to bed. 'Tis almost fairy time. I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn. Through the house give gathering light, by the dead and drowsy fire, every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as bird from briar.
Hand in hand with fairy grace will we sing and bless this place.
So shall all the couples three ever true in loving be, and these lovers also blessed ever shall in safety rest.
If we shadows have offended, think but this and all is mended, that you have but lumbered here while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme, no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest Puck, if we have unearned luck, now to scape the serpent's tongue, We will make amends ere long, else the puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands, if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
And now I'd like to introduce our cast of characters. Playing the role of Theseus, Dale Bachman. HIPPOLYTA, Linda Bachman. EGEUS, Richard Bahner.
Yeah, we'll do best we can.
HERMIA, Olivia Smith.
Doesn't matter. We'll just both be.
Lysander, Eric Bachman.
Shout out to all the peaceful people out there. No justice, no peace.
HELENA, Chelsea Turner. DEMETRIUS, Jeromy Layman. STARVELING, the Moon, Lillibeth Sokolowski. SNUG, the Lion, Gracie Gunn. SNOUT, the Wall, Doug Sokolowski. FLUTE, Thisbe, Sara Schell. Bottom, Pyramus, John Hopper. QUINCE, Prologue, Richard Bahner. Mustard Seed, Schell. Cobweb, Linda Bachman. Peas Blossom, Maddie Phillips. Puck, Megan Drianis. Oberon, Dale Bachman. TITANIA, Annie Barney. And as always, a very special thank you to our quarantine theater coordinator and technical guru, Carl Hutcherson. Thank you all for joining us for this production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I'm Jan Bahner. It's been an honor for me to serve as director for this show. If you enjoyed our show tonight, please consider a donation to Liberty Center Association for the Arts. You can find information for donations on our Facebook page and also on our website, libertycentersedalia.com. We are all hopeful that we'll soon be back home in the theater on West 5th Street very soon.
Thank you, Jan.
Thank you. And don't forget the junior theater workshops we have coming up. This coming week, we have Singing with Assurance, Intro to Improv, Intro to Costuming, and there are links to sign up for these on our Facebook page. And so for those of you who can stay around, we welcome your questions and comments, which you can post here on Facebook Live in a few minutes. We'll do our best to give either insightful or entertaining answers, one of those. And now we're going to end this live stream and start a new one for the talkback. So please hang around and give us your questions.